For the rim, you're going to need the 5/8 inch wide flat oval reed and a piece of seagrass. And now I'm going to come in and on each end, I'm going to trim down the rounded side of this reed, trim it down so that it mimics a flat reed thickness. I do one end of each piece, and then we're going to take these guys, and from the outside, I'm going to put the ends on the ends of the basket. So the cut or trim down section, we're going to clamp this over that top row of weaving, so covering that top 1/2 inch, and feed this around so that it sits nice and snug against the basket. I put a clamp in per wall or side to make sure that this stays put, like so. And then when you get to the end, you want to come in and with your scissors, right where that trimmed down portion is, you're going to come and cut to bring this piece to overlap. And I cut it so that this trim down section where I brought it down to a flat reed, this ends right at that curve of where I started trimming. So I'll put the clamp over those two ends. So there's one of my joints. And then I'll take the other piece and I'm going to curve this other piece inward so that the rounded side can be facing the inside of the basket. So I just do a little training to curve this around, and then take the rounded end here, or the side that you trimmed down here, clamp it into the inside opposite of your first joint. So my first joint's over here, I'm going to start on the other end, and then feed this in to the basket like so, making sure to press this up against the edge. You want enough reed, but not too much. You don't want any bubbles, but you also don't want any gaps. So feed this around to the inside, moving the clamps and replacing them to fill that space all the way around till you get to the end. And then the same thing here, you'll trim this down. And with the piece of seagrass, I'm going to tuck this alongside the handle and feed this into the channel. It's not going to stay put. I just want to get it to sit on top there. When we do the lashing, that's when we'll be able to cinch it in place and hold it in place. You just want to feed it around to make sure you have a piece that's long enough to go all the way around the basket and hold it in place somewhat. And then I'm going to cut 1 inch beyond my end so that I have just a little bit of a tail. And I'll throw one more clamp in here to hold this in place. And that is setting up your rim.